We put together this whiteboard for some basic mods that we're going to be getting done. It's definitely going to be a rolling list. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. You guys can quickly skim over it, but we'll break it down to what's going on to each of the cars. As you can tell, we kind of ran out of room. But first, we're just going to give a little background of who we are, what we're doing, and pretty much how we got where we are and what we want to do in the future. So first off, my name's Kyer. I'm on my second E30. I fell in love with them about 2 years ago, and it's been the only car I've really wanted to have anything to do with. As soon as I saw one, I knew I wanted it, and I just had to get behind the wheel. So as soon as I did, it was just instantly, it was awesome. Like, that's all I wanted was an E30, and then my first one was a piece of shit, and
bent frame.
Yeah, bent frame, and I blew the head gasket, so I had to get another one. So basically, what you're gonna see here is the list of stuff for my new one. I've had it for roughly 6 months, and it's had some ups and downs already. But basically, what's done to it already, it has a KA Motors carbon fiber cold air intake. It's got a catless exhaust system and ground control coilover conversion. So not full coilovers, no camber plates or anything like that. Just ride height and dampening adjustability with the Kona yellow shocks. What I pretty much want to do with it is I just want it to be the best driver's car it can, so nothing too crazy. Wheels and tires, because there's 16-inch rims on there right now, and it's really hard to find a good affordable tire in 16. So I'm actually going to go up to 17. Most people would stick with about a 15, like 14s were stock, so it's going with the bigger route, but it shouldn't be too out of hand. And with the coilovers, I'll be able to make it not look too dumb. Next, my intake boot is ripped. It's the rubber intake boot, so I'm going to upgrade that to a silicone one, so then pretty much intake should be sorted out. Idle's all funky, just all bad. Strut bars, front and rear. They don't say that they do a whole bunch because it's not the convertible model, but hey, they're not too expensive. They look cool. It's got to be something, right? And then sway bars, which is going to be a big one. That would just kind of complete wraps the suspension up with the sway bars, the control arms, and tie rods. Control arms, tie rods, nothing crazy going on there. Totally just going to stick with the stock ones. Probably get like the Lemforder brand, because they seem to be pretty good. The only real mod there, oh hi cat, is going to be the tie rod end spacers to just get a little more angle out of the stock ones. It won't give me too much, but they seem to be pretty good, and as long as you use Loctite, nothing too dangerous. Then the last kind of in-depth thing that's going to take some real modding is going to be the short shifter and the clutch. I'm really, with the clutch, I want one that can handle turbo power in the future, but right now it definitely doesn't need to. But I just, kind of want to prepare for that in case I go that route. And a hood at some point, but who needs that?
Yeah, so, oh my god, this cat's gonna steal the show.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyways, I'm Sean. I'm on my kind of third 350Z, kind of.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you're on your third.
I got one when I was 18, crashed it like 8 months later, like an idiot. Then me and the lady bought a Z, and then I bought the Z behind us, which I don't think you can see because of the whiteboard, but
you'll be seeing it a lot though.
Yeah, bought that like 6 months ago. It's it drives technically, but it doesn't. It's not street legal at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I just always liked 350Zs. I wanted one when I was like 16. Finally got one when I was 18 after high school. Yeah, they're big bitches, but this one's getting gutted, so it's not going to be one anymore. Anyway, continuing on with this.
Oh, by the way, his Z at this point, other than taking things off, is totally stock. Like,
Yeah.
when we got it, somebody had done like basically like the eBay lips, and that's about it. Like, other than like a couple
carbon fiber.
Yeah, it got carbon fiber hood and fenders and like side skirts, but like other than that, the engine is totally stock.
When we were under the car, we found underglow lights.
Yeah,
that
so
weren't
like
connected anymore. Like it was.
Yeah, so it was definitely not performance modded in the past.
No.
Engine wise, it seems to be just simply maintained.
Yeah. I change the oil every 5,000 miles. That kid, oh my god. Anyways, so intake manifold, I'm gonna go with the SSV Kinetic intake manifold. Throttle body, it's only gonna be I think 5 millimeters bigger, but I mean I might as well. Full exhaust system, rims, racing seats, which actually we're sitting in now. They just have to be installed. I'm waiting on the the seat brackets and side mounts. Harnesses, which I currently do have, they're Takata ones. Gonna go half roll cage, then quick release steering wheel, and quick release and a steering wheel, kind of go hand in hand. Test pipes, which I currently do have, they're just not on yet. Hood, it came with a carbon fiber hood, but it was the eBay special carbon fiber hood. Like
It's not full real carbon. Like it's
No.
it's one layer of carbon over fiberglass.
Yeah.
So it just it's pretty ridiculous.
So I'm probably gonna go with the Battle hood. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Nismo front bumper, Nismo rear bumper. Not sure on my side skirts yet. True coilovers, sway bars, front mount bash bar that'll fit under the front bumper just in case. Chassis mounted wing, carbon fiber hatch because the Z hatch weighs 180 pounds, and if you do the carbon fiber hatch, it cuts 150 pounds off of it. Full big brake system, bigger oil curler because Z's have really bad oil burn problems, and manuals. Rear fenders because both the fenders do have dents on them. We got it like that, and I'm just gonna go wide fenders in the rear just to cover them up. Stage 1 engine, which is pistons, rods, O-rings. Basically, the car has 91,000 miles on it when I got it. It hasn't even been driven at all, so figure I might as well do the stage 1 engine build, which will be good to 650 rear wheel horsepower. Going with the twin disc organic clutch setup because it is going to be mostly daily driven, and I'm not trying to break my leg every time I want to drive it.
But that should still hold plenty of force for the next bullet point.
And then the Vortec V3 supercharger is going to be put on after that. After the stage 1 build, I'm with the supporting mods like the intake manifold, throttle body, and exhaust, and obviously the stage 1 engine build. I'm looking to be conservative around 500 horsepower. In the future, may go up to somewhere closer to 600 or 650 horsepower.
As you can see, the E30 build's a lot smaller because I really don't care too much about cosmetics. Like, as long as it kinda has most of the panels, it's good enough for me. I really only care about how the car drives, and by how the car drives I don't mean how fast it is. It's simply handling, response, and how quick I can get through corners. So that's why you don't really see a whole bunch of power adders, because there isn't very many power adders for an E30. When it comes down to it, the only real thing I can do is stroke the engine, which is a lot of money and doesn't get you to very far over 200 horsepower. I'm finding out even if I build it out to 3 liters and then it's a 2 liter, most people aren't getting too much above like 225, and that's really like, I'm not trying to spend $3,000 to get my car to a Honda S2000 amount of power. If I'm going to spend that much money, I need to be able to like put down some real power, which would be turbo on a stock bottom end. But realistically, with it being my only car, it's not time for that yet. And then also, like, a majority of these things are going to get done by us. The only thing that may or may not, depending on which clutch I do. If I just do an upgraded OEM, I'll probably do it myself. If I end up wanting to swap over the flywheel and everything, because you can put like the M5 clutch in it or something like that, I would probably have to take the car somewhere because I'm not really fully competent with that. And then same with Sean's side, pretty much everything except for the engine.
These 3 things.
Yeah, the engine build and the supercharger will get put in by us, but tuned by somebody else.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that to a real tuner. We'll install it, and we'll definitely be documenting on that. But we don't know how to tune.
Yeah. Also on the stage 1, it doesn't usually include camshafts. I am getting the car cammed, so that's the reason why when we install the supercharger, because the supercharger will come with a basic tune just to let it run. With the cams though, I am not going to be able to start it up with the supercharger.
It's gonna need a custom
Yeah.
tune on top of just the basic supercharger reflash. Yeah.
But that will all be covered. All these mods will be covered, which brings me to our next topic. We're going to be starting a series. Is the best way to put it. It'll be. We haven't really decided a name on it.
Yeah, we'll figure that out for sure. But pretty much, we're going to try to do one of these bullet points off of one of the cars every week.
Yeah, if not every week, every other week.
Yeah. So you should be seeing like a Z video every week and an E30 video. Sorry, a Z video every other week and an E30 video every other week on top of our just regular weekly videos. So we're gonna try to get 2 out a week for you guys. We'll see though. We both work full time. Sean works full time during the day. I work full time at night. So it's really hard for us to get everything lined up. But we got it pretty solid at this point.
Yeah. Depending how all this goes in the future,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have more time depending how well
Yeah,
this goes.
if it takes off, I have no problems quitting my job.
Yeah.
I drive a lot at night. Then Sean has access to some track days every once in a while.
Yeah.
So we'll be hitting up all that. We're going to try to make it out to our local track for you guys, but
Yes.
it's kind of hard to line up with, like I said, our work schedules and that being in the evening, which we both work in the evenings.
Yeah. Oh, also, this channel isn't just gonna be about car and ice cars.
Yes, definitely.
We have a couple. We have a couple friends. We have a few friends. We have a
You'll-
friend with a Genesis 370Z.
There will be a lot of other cars coming in and out. It's just harder for us to document them because that means Sean and I have to line up our schedules and their schedule. And then there will be like little bits where it's just me and then just him, of
Yeah.
course. Pretty much the other cars are just going to be like little highlights here and there when we're hanging out with our friends and whatnot.
So yeah, the channel just won't be our cars. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a-
there's definitely going to
yeah.
be other stuff. And then we are definitely not like strict on like what kind of cars or anything. As you can tell, like I'm driving a BMW, Sean's into the Nissans. There'll definitely be seeing a little bit of Volvo on the show. Hopefully some Subaru, we'll see.
Some Mustang Cobras.
So yeah, some little bit of Mustang, some Hyundai Genesis. There's
Yeah.
pretty much all makes and models. We really, it's not about what kind of car, it's about cars.
Yeah.
Definitely. We try to keep it rear wheel drive though. Rear wheel drive and manual as much as we can. Not all the time, but as much as we can.